Welcome everybody to Move with Maegen. I'm Dr. Maegen Brady, physical therapist, and this evening is part 2 of the 1,000 step challenge. So this entire month of July, my goal is to try to increase my steps. A good amount a day is about 10,000 steps, but today was about 3,634. So got a little bit of a ways to go, but there's still time left in the evening, and tonight we're going to bump it up by at least 1,000 steps. So join me in comfy clothes and some water. All you need tonight is a little bit of space to move around in, and optional is a chair for balance. So let's get started. We're going to begin just by doing some stepping in place. So kind of pretending to walk in place and getting those feet up off the ground. So while we start stepping, I'll say that I am so happy that everyone can join me this evening. It's so great to be able to move with people from all over, and whether it is beautiful outside, which it is right now here in Boston, or if it's rainy, it's a great way to be able to move together inside and be able to get some steps in. So let's again start by getting the feet up off the ground, lifting the knees up a little bit, starting to take some nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth or nose. Keeping those breaths coming in and breaths out. And with everything we do this evening, I want a pain-free range of motion. I'm going to offer some modifications for different things. So if something doesn't feel great for you today, your body says, no, not today, we'll try a little bit of a different variation. So stick with me to try some different things and listen to your body. I'm merely the cruise director. I have some ideas and some fun activities planned, but ultimately it's a choose your own adventure kind of deal. So do what feels good, take breaks whenever you need to, and get comfortable with the body. So the next thing we're going to start to do is start to lift the knees up a little bit more. If you need a chair for balance, certainly hold on to a chair, but kind of just moving a little bit side to side here, lifting the knees up off the ground. And as we march in place or lift the knees, continue to really keep your posture up nice and tall. Sometimes it can be really easy to kind of want to lean into the march or to kind of lean back to help yourself lift up, but lift just as high as feels comfortable while keeping your belly button strong, your core nice and strong, and the crown of your head really extended towards the ceiling. So nice tall posture as we work into those hip flexors in the front of the legs. Starting to feel the heart rate elevating a little bit here, staying in a good range that's comfortable. Continuing those nice deep breaths in and deep breaths out. So in terms of how many to do for each one, I want you going at an amount that works for you, but we're going to be going until we kind of lightly feel the muscles toasting. We want them working, we want the blood flowing, but we don't want to burn them so badly we can't walk the next day. We want to get them going a little bit, get the blood to the area, and then we'll do one more each side and rest. The next thing we're going to do is a little bit of side stepping. So whatever amount of space that you're in, use that space. So stepping to one side and then coming back, stepping to the other side. If you have a big room, you can sidestep all the way across if you'd like to. If you just have a small space, keep the steps in nice and tight. Again, if you want to kind of hold on to the chair for balance, you can really keep the steps in side to side, kind of nice tight steps. Or again, if you have that space, kind of use that going side to side. Keep your toes pointing straight ahead. Keep a little bit of a bend in the knees, a little bit of a bend in the hips. Again, that's strong core activation and shoulders up. Pick a spot, something steady to look at as we do a few more side steps. Nice and light on the toes, on the balls of the feet as we move side to side. Let's do one more in each direction, wherever you are. Take a few more side steps and come back to the middle. Next, we're going to add a little bit of a grapevine or a karaoke. So as you step to the side, bring one leg over, uncross, bring the other leg under, and if you have the space to uncross. Then that leading, trailing leg is going to come over, side step, under, side step, over, out, under, out. Continuing to kind of rope or braid in each direction. Now we have a little bit of the twisting of the hips, kind of opening in each direction. As we cross over, the hips close. As we step apart, the hips open up. And as we come behind, the hips open in the opposite direction. So forward, side, backwards, side. And again, if you are using the chair for balance, you can always kind of over, side. You can kind of go over, side. You could always kind of practice that a few times. Over, side, over, side. And then once you've kind of gotten that, you can do the under, side, just a few times. So if you're with the full karaoke, do a few more in each direction. So good for the hips, so good for the brain too, to keep thinking in these opposite directions. And we'll rest. Next, we'll do a little bit of a kick to the front. So you're holding onto the chair for balance, a little bit of a kick and kick. So small kicks to the front. Chair for balance if you need to. If you have your hands down by your sides, maybe a little bit of a, opposite with the arm to help keep the balance. When we walk, we kind of swing our arms naturally at our sides, which is so good for our mid-back mobility, for our neck mobility. And it's really good for our balance too, that opposite arm swing. So when we're kind of working the legs here, sometimes a little bit of an opposite arm, or holding on for balance. Continue to breathe. Some nice inhales in through the nose. And exhales. Inhales in, nice and tall. Exhales out. Let's do about 2 more each direction. Last one. And little rest. Feel free at any time to grab some water. The next thing we're going to be doing is kicking to the side. So we're going to be doing a little side kick and then switch to the other side. Side kick and then down. Side kick and switch. So with these, it's really easy to want to kind of kick yourself all the way over, but see if you can really keep that string pulling you up towards the ceiling as you do a little kick to the side, little kick to the other side. For balance, either 2 hands or 1 hand. Really trying to kind of maintain that upright posture as we breathe. I'm not entirely positive if these are going to count for steps, but it's a great exercise. Oh my goodness. It's funny when you're wearing a Fitbit, the way that your brain changes when you're trying to meet a goal and you have a way of doing it. But we know that these are so good for the hips. No steps are wasted. Let's do 2 more each direction. 1 more to the left. 1 more to the right. And next we're going to take it behind a little bit. So we're going to be doing a little bit of a kick behind. Give yourself some space. You don't kick the wall. A little behind and switch. Behind. Behind and switch. It's almost like you're pretending you're stamping your foot into the back wall. You're kind of extending through your thigh, extending through the front of the hip. But again, not so much that you're like tilting all the way far forward or that you're, arching your back. It's that little bit of a tilt forward, extending through the leg, kicking back. Nice deep breaths in and deep breaths out. Inhales and exhales. Let's do 2 more each direction. And last one right, last one left. All right, now let's actually get to stepping. We're going to create a little bit of a square, a little bit of a step forward and a step back. So we're going to start with the right leg steps forward, the left leg steps forward, then the right leg steps back, left leg steps back. So the one that steps forward is going to be the one that steps back. So the leading leg, match, coming back, match, right, left, right, left. So kind of setting the brain on this pattern, that leading right leg, nice and light through the ball of the foot. So you kind of transfer that weight forward, that little heel to toe, backwards, that little toe to heel. Nice deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Getting oxygen to those muscles that we're working in the legs, as well as our brain, doing so much to keep us going. Let's do 2 more forwards, backwards, 1 more forwards, 1 more backwards, and then we're going to switch sides. So whatever leg you were starting with before, switch to, it'll be the left, right, switching left, right. And again, the chair for balance is always really good to use, you know, if you're kind of holding on for just that little bit of a touch, or maybe both hands, whatever feels more comfortable. But if you're going without, again, you kind of maybe got that opposite arm kind of helping you get your balance, a little coordination. A few more times, continuing to breathe. Let's do 2 more, going forwards, backwards, and rest. Now we're going to switch up the combination. So if it was the right leg forward leading before, it's going to be right leg, left leg, and then that left leg is going to step back, right leg steps back. So right, left, touch, left, right. So we're planting with the right, little touch and go, left coming back, right, left, right, left, right. Just getting the rhythm, just getting the coordination. And again, there's a lot of variety with this. You can be nice and kind of shorter steps with the chair for balance. If you want to kind of make this a little bit more of a hop motion, whatever feels good. We'll do 2 more forwards, backwards, and backwards. Switching sides. So now it'll be left, right, left, right, left. So again, the opposite side going. Switching up that. And taking it just to the rhythm, the tempo that feels good for you. So it might be faster than this, it might be slower than this, whatever feels good, as long as you are breathing. So nice inhales and exhales. Strong core and posture. 1 more forwards and 1 more backwards. All right, now we're going to create a little bit of a square. So if you have your chair, you can kind of hold on with it. You can step, it'll be right, left to the front, right, left to the side, right, left to the back, and then left, right to the side. And then it'll start right, left, right, right to finish. So if you want to kind of, give yourself a little bit of space to move around, forwards, sideways, backwards, to the side. So kind of imagining a little bit of a square. Again, moving in a tight space, if that's what feels good. Maybe creating a little bit more of a hop or a little bit more of a motion as we go through the square. Continuing the breathing. Sweet. Let's do 1 more. Forwards, side, back, and side. Okay. We're going to take it to that other quadrant of the square. We're going to be bringing it forward in the opposite direction. So if you have your chair, stick with that. But we're going to be going left, right, forwards, left, right, side, left, right, back, right, left to complete the square. So left, right, forward, left, right, side, left, right, back, right, left. Again, forwards, side, back, side, nice and light on the feet as we shift the weight over, Move through. Continue that breath. You're doing awesome. I'm going to check the steps after one more in this direction. Awesome. Take a little break, grab some water, or just step it out for a minute here. All right. Already you've gotten over 4,000, so we're getting closer to our goal of reaching 1,000 by the end of the session. So thanks for joining me in this step challenge. It was great over the past 2 months. I've kind of been able to keep up with my meditation practices and still with my planks and push-ups. So I'm hoping that kind of adding on this challenge of walking this month will kind of carry over into the next few months. I never realized how much I actually just kind of stand still during the day. I don't think I walk as much as I thought, but it's been nice to kind of get out on these nicer days, and it's been really nice to step with everyone here at Move with Maegen. So we're going to now go ahead and step in a line going forward. So we're going to pretend like we're walking on a tightrope. You can, again, hold on to the chair. You want to kind of go along the length of the kitchen counter, go forwards a few steps, one foot in front of the other foot, and then we're going to go backwards doing the same thing. So kind of toe to the heel, going back. Again, chair for balance. I want safety is my number one. If you want that little bit of a challenge though, without the chair, maybe you've got that pretend stick they use in those high wire competitions. Nice deep breaths as you work through that line. Going forwards. Little wobbles are okay. It just means that you're getting stronger through the legs, stronger through the feet and the ankles. And that part of the brain that works on our balance. Nice step forward. And if this is too much, you can kind of widen up your steps a little bit. You can always do kind of one foot about halfway compared to the other one. So, even these can be a little bit of a challenge. Wherever you are, we'll do one more each direction. But again, you have that option of just kind of working on a little bit of a wider, let's say like a balance beam instead of a tightrope. There's little flavors for everyone. Try what you like. And one more, wherever you are, forwards and backwards. Cool. And then since we do have our chair this evening, or the edge of the bed, or the edge of the couch, I'm going to have you take a seat in the chair, and we will do one time standing, a few steps forward, turn around, come back to the chair. So stand up, just a few steps forward, turn around wherever you are, come back, and sit down in the chair. Whichever way you turn that first time, turn the opposite direction. So going from sitting to standing, walking, turning, and completing that, coming back down to sit down. Use your hands if you need to get up from the chair, but otherwise, nice line, nose over toes. We'll do one more each direction. So either just repeating the one you did to sit, and then again, strength through the legs, finishing off that fourth one with the opposite direction. And nice length, nice breathing as you continue and sit down. Nice. All right, next we'll come out of the chair. And we'll do a little bit of balance work with a kind of movement of the other leg. So you can hold on for balance with one hand. You're going to balance on one leg, nice and straight, nice and strong with your posture. The other leg is going to be moving forwards on the clock to 12 o'clock, then sideways to 3 o'clock, and then back to 6 o'clock. We're going to go 10 times around on the clock. Nice and slow, kind of working our way around, gripping the ground with the foot that we're balancing on, feeling the strength through the ankle, strength through the toes, all the way up to the thigh, the hips. And again, little wobbles are okay. That's why we've got this close by. The biggest thing is that you feel safe to move. 5 more. And again, these aren't huge kicks. They're not meant to kind of knock you over. They could even be like 1 inch in each direction. It's about what feels good, doable. Nice breaths in, breaths out. 2 more inhales. And last one around the clock. Forwards, side, and back. And rest. Shake it off. Take a break for a moment. You may be wondering which leg is working with that one. They both are. You may feel the burn in the leg you're just balancing on, those hip stabilizing muscles, and the other leg is the one that you're moving around. So killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Let's switch it over to the other side. So balancing on the opposite leg. Nice tall posture. Pick a spot somewhere steady to look at. Shoulders down and back the spine. And then reaching forward, it'll be 12 o'clock, I think 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock. So again, small kicks. And it might be different on this side. You might notice that kicks in certain directions might be a little bit different. Where I am a little bit tighter through my left hip flexors, I'm not really trying to press through that back kick all that much because I want to keep my belly strong, my back flat without arching over, but still getting that little motion side to side. Let's do about 5 more. Inhales and exhales. Nice deep breaths. So send some oxygen to those muscles that we're working, that we're balancing on. Let's do 1 more time around the clock. And rest. You can walk it out for a moment. And we have reached 1,000 steps. We just got over what I needed to get my 1,000 step rule. So nice job, everybody. We're done with the movement. We're going to finish with a short guided meditation. So you can find a comfortable seat either in a chair, or you can lay flat on your bed or a mat on the ground. Get into a comfortable place where you can kind of just let your spine relax, let your shoulders and your body kind of melt into whatever position you're in. If you're seated, feet flat on the ground, shoulders down and back. Nice comfortable spot you can spend just the next few minutes in. So with your eyes open, fixed on a steady spot in front of you, start to take some nice deep breaths. So in through the nose and then out through the mouth or nose. Nice deep breaths in and out. And on your next breath out, go ahead and close your eyes and let your breath return back to normal. So the heart rate may be kind of coming down from doing a little bit of movement and walking, but just let your breathing come to normal and just kind of feeling the weight of your body wherever you are seated or laying on the ground. Just feeling the contact that you have with the earth or the ground. Next, start to listen or appreciate some of the sounds going on around you. Anything happening outside or inside. Just noticing them, not judging or trying to do anything about them right now, but just kind of welcoming them into the total picture of the next few minutes of focus on you, your brain, and letting those thoughts go. Next, start to bring your attention back to your body, and over the next few breaths, thinking about creating a body scan from your head down to your feet. So without stopping or spending too much time in one area, start at the crown of the head and start to kind of work down through the body. Just noticing how it feels, if there's any heaviness or lightness, if you feel energetic or tired, you feel a little bit looser, or maybe you notice an area that had to work a little bit harder, but not trying to do anything about these areas as you scan down again towards the lower body, towards the legs, and then returning your focus back to your breath. So noticing in your body where you feel your breath, if it's up high in your chest or if you can feel it a little bit lower down in your diaphragm or your belly. Not trying to change it, but just noticing where you feel those inhales and exhales. Next, notice the rhythm or the tempo of your breathing. Are they short breaths? Are they long? Are they deep breaths or are they shallow? And then just turning your attention to your mind, imagining it like it is either a board, maybe with no messages on it right now, like a bulletin board, or kind of like to think about the sky. The sky was just kind of blue and clear. And every time you have a thought come across, thinking about it as like a cloud, I'm just kind of letting it go. Just noticing anything that kind of comes by, but not trying to hold on to it. Just letting them kind of float by. Just every time kind of inviting yourself to return back to your breathing. And when you start to think about something else, just come back to that breath again. And that's the meditation. It's not trying to stop yourself from thinking. We all do. But it's practicing that muscle in the attention, that muscle in the brain that kind of brings you back to your focus. So that out of meditation, you can continue that focus on whatever task you love, whatever one's at hand. So take maybe 2 of the deepest breaths you've taken all day. Nice, last big inhale in. Ribs, lungs, chest expands. Maybe a little hold, another little sip of air before you release, let it go. If your eyes are closed, start to gently open your eyes, come back to your surroundings. If you have nothing left to do for the night, I invite you just to relax and kind of enjoy the movement and meditation that you've done tonight, or if you're off to something else, you can start to kind of move. And I want to thank everybody for joining me. It's so nice to move with everyone in different areas, and to get my step count up has been really nice. So I hope you've enjoyed, and we'll see you on Sunday at 7. Thank you so much.